After just 1 month with the 2025 Shelby GT500, we found a serious issue no one warned us about. But is it still the ultimate muscle car when it comes to raw speed and sound? Stick around for the full test. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to DarkRPM to support more real reviews like this. The garage door groans upward, its hinges creaking in protest as if it knows what's about to be unleashed. The first rays of morning light spill across the concrete, chasing away the shadows and hinting at the energy waiting just beyond the threshold. And before you even see the car, before the iconic shape of the Mustang Shelby GT500 emerges from the darkness, you can sense it. There's a tension in the air, a kind of electricity that makes your heart beat a little faster. You feel the anticipation of the sound, the kind of anticipation that only true car enthusiasts know. It's the moment right before ignition, when everything is still, and your senses are heightened, waiting for that unmistakable roar. My hand hovers over the red start button, the symbol of temptation and power. I take a breath, savoring the calm before the storm. Then, with a single press, I bring the beast to life. The engine detonates with a thunderous bark, a sound that ricochets off the garage walls and rattles the windows. It's not just noise, it's a physical force, vibrating through the floor, up your legs, and into your chest. It's a wake-up call for your scent. This car doesn't wake up gently. It announces itself with authority, making sure everyone within earshot knows something special just fired up. The Shelby GT500 is not for the shy or the faint of heart. It's a rolling declaration of intent. The morning sun catches the grabber blue paint, making the car look even more outrageous. It's loud, it's bold, and it's absolutely unapologetic. There's nothing subtle about it, and that's exactly the point. Settling into the Recaro seat, you're immediately surrounded by the rich scent of leather and Alcantara. The textures invite your touch, and the bolsters hug you in place, promising a drive that will demand every ounce of your focus. This isn't just a seat, it's a command center for the experience ahead. 30 days in, I've learned that owning this car is about so much more than the numbers, though the numbers are staggering. 760 horsepower, a supercharged V8 that sounds like thunder, and a dual-clutch transmission that shifts faster than you can blink. But those stats are just the beginning of the story. Living with a car like this is about the daily moments, the way it makes you feel every time you see it in your driveway, the quirks that make you laugh, and the curveballs that keep you on your toes. It's about the rituals, adjusting the mirrors, checking the tire pressure, and wiping down the paint after every drive. The initial honeymoon phase is over. Now the real story of ownership begins. It's about discovering what it's truly like to live with a machine that's equal parts thrilling and demanding, exhilarating and exhausting. This isn't just a review, it's a diary, a collection of moments and memories from a month spent with one of the wildest machines you can buy. Every day brings something new, and every drive writes another page in the story. We'll go beyond the specs and the stats. We'll talk about the thrills that make your palms sweat, the details that make you smile, and the one thing that's been driving me absolutely crazy since day one. This is the unfiltered, honest truth about living with the 2025 Shelby GT500. Buckle up, because this is the real, unvarnished story of my first month with the 2025 Shelby GT500. From the first roar to the last mile, it's a ride you won't forget. The first drive was a cocktail of excitement and fear, a surge of adrenaline that made my hands tremble as I gripped the wheel. I dreamed of this moment for years, but now that it was here, the reality was overwhelming. The car's presence was undeniable. Every inch of it radiated power and potential danger. Keys in hand, I stood before the idling monster, feeling the engine's vibrations through the ground. Alone in the driveway, I could hear my own heartbeat, fast and insistent, echoing the car's deep rumble. My palms were sweaty, my breath shallow, and for a moment I wondered if I was truly ready for this. Climbing in felt more like strapping into a fighter jet than simply getting into a car. The cockpit wrapped around me, the seats hugging tight, the controls all within reach but intimidating in their purpose. The scent of leather and gasoline filled the air, heightening my senses. My plan was simple, a gentle cruise around the block just to get a feel for the machine. But the car had other ideas. Even at low speeds it felt restless, eager to break free, the engine growling with impatience. Every touch of the pedal was met with instant response, as if the car was daring me to push harder. A nudge of the throttle and the GT500 lunged forward, the acceleration pinning me to the seat. The throttle was razor sharp, the transmission shifting with a mechanical snap that left no room for hesitation. It was exhilarating and terrifying all at once, a reminder that this was no ordinary ride. Gentle isn't in this car's vocabulary, it's always straining at the leash, eager to unleash its full fury. Even at a standstill, the engine's idle was a barely contained snarl, promising chaos at the slightest provocation. Navigating quiet streets felt almost comical. The car's wide stance filled the lane, the exhaust note echoing off houses, and the massive rear wing blocking past my rear view. I felt like I was piloting a race car through a world built for sedans and minivans. Every stop sign became a spectacle, every neighbor a curious spectator. I could feel eyes on me, some admiring, some disapproving, all aware that something extraordinary had just rolled into the neighborhood. The car demanded attention, whether I wanted it or not. 15 minutes later I pulled back into the driveway, my grip on the steering wheel still tight, my pulse visible in my wrist. My heart was still racing, my mind replaying every moment of the drive, every surge of power, every sideways glance from a passerby. The silence after shutting it off was almost as shocking as the roar that came before. The sudden absence of noise left my ears ringing, my thoughts swirling. It was as if the world had paused, letting me catch my breath. The car had set the terms, thrills in exchange for respect. It was clear that this machine demanded my full attention, and in return, it promised an experience unlike any other. The initial fear began to fade, replaced by a growing sense of awe. I realized I was lucky to have this opportunity, to learn from a car that could humble even the most confident driver. As I looked at the GT500 resting in the driveway, I knew this month would be unforgettable. A journey of respect, learning, and pure unfiltered adrenaline. The GT500's personality shines in its details. The drive mode rotary dial clicks with precision, normal, sport, track, drag strip, each transforming the car's character. The number dashboard plaque and retro toggle switches add a sense of occasion. Cobra emblems everywhere remind you of the power at your command. But not all is perfect. The rotary gear selector feels out of place in such a raw machine. You want to slam a shifter, not turn a dial. The Michelin Cup 2 tires grip like racing slicks, but pick up every pebble, pinging the undercarriage constantly. These quirks, good and bad, define the real-world experience. It's the little things that make ownership unique. Every detail, from the satisfying switches to the annoying tire noise, tells you this car is special. Living with it is a daily lesson in contrasts. At the core of the GT500 lies a true engineering marvel, a 5.2-liter V8 engine, crowned by a massive Eaton supercharger. This isn't just a power plant, it's a statement of intent, a mechanical heart that beats with raw, unfiltered energy. Every component is designed for one purpose, to deliver an experience that's as thrilling as it is unforgettable. Press the accelerator and the response is immediate. There's no waiting, no hesitation, just a tidal wave of power that surges through the car. Unlike turbocharged engines, there's zero lag. The GT500 launches forward with relentless acceleration, pinning you to your seat and making your heart race. The sound is unforgettable. The supercharger's high-pitched whine blends perfectly with the deep, thunderous roar of the V8. It's a symphony of mechanical fury, terrifying, addictive, and utterly unique. Every rev sends vibrations through the cabin, reminding you that you're piloting something extraordinary. The 7-speed dual-clutch transmission is a technological masterpiece in its own right. Shifting gears in under 100 milliseconds, it delivers a seamless, uninterrupted surge of power. Each shift is crisp and precise, whether you're using the paddle shifters or letting the car do the work. There are no pauses, no lurches, just a continuous, unbroken assault on the horizon. The world outside blurs as the GT500 devours the road, making every straightaway feel like a launch pad. All that power generates immense heat, so the front end is engineered for maximum cooling. Vents and radiators are strategically placed to channel air exactly where it's needed, ensuring the engine stays cool even under the most demanding conditions. Every aggressive vent and opening on the GT500 is functional, not just for show. They work together to keep temperatures in check, allowing the car to deliver consistent, repeatable performance lap after lap. The engineering behind the GT500 is as impressive as the sensation it delivers. From the forged internals to the advanced cooling systems, every detail is meticulously crafted for performance and durability. This isn't just about speed, it's a physical experience that compresses time and space. The force presses you back into your seat, the scenery rushes by in a blur, and for a moment, nothing else matters. The GT500's power is always on tap, always overflowing. Whether you're launching from a stop or overtaking on the highway, the acceleration is instant and intoxicating. It's a masterpiece with cutting-edge technology. The sculpted hood, the iconic Shelby badge, and the aggressive stance all hint at the power lurking beneath. Every drive is a reminder of what modern engineering can achieve. The GT500 is the result of decades of innovation, passion, and relentless pursuit of performance. And the best part, no matter how many times you experience it, the thrill never fades. The GT500 makes every drive feel like the first time, exciting, visceral, and absolutely unforgettable. You don't expect practicality from a 760 horsepower Shelby. The ride is firm, the car is wide, and fuel economy is laughable. Yet, after a month I was surprised by how livable it can be. In normal mode, the exhaust quiets, the transmission smooths out, and the steering lightens. It can play the role of a regular Mustang, grocery runs, traffic, even parking garages. The sync infotainment is easy, the trunk is usable, and daily tasks are possible. The real challenge is self-control. Every drive tempts you to unleash the beast, but the fact that you can drive it normally is its most impressive trick. It's a supercar with an off switch. Versatile, usable, and wild when you want it to be. That's the GT500's secret weapon. No car is perfect, not even a six-figure Shelby. 2 weeks in, a high-frequency rattle appeared in the passenger dashboard. At first it was minor, soon it was all I could hear. High-performance cars are vibration torture chambers, and tiny gaps in plastic panels can create maddening buzzes. Finding the source is a game of whack-a-mole, pressing, wedging foam, tightening screws. The rattle would vanish, then return. It didn't affect performance, but it chipped away at the premium feel. It's a reminder, even icons are mass-produced and little flaws sneak in. The rattle became my obsession. In a paradise of horsepower, sometimes the smallest imperfection is the loudest. That's real-world ownership. After weeks in the city, I found an empty highway at dawn, the GT500's true home. Sport mode engaged, the car transformed, exhaust snarled, suspension stiffened, tachometer front and center. I floored it, the tires scrabbled, traction control flickered, and then it launched forward with brutal force. The supercharger screamed, the world blurred, and the speedometer climbed relentlessly. The car felt planted, confidence-inspiring, almost dangerous in its capability. Paddle shifts snapped off gears with a jolt, each downshift a mechanical symphony. On the open road, you're not just driving, you're conducting an orchestra of power. This is what justifies the compromises, the noise, the ride, the thirst. It's pure, unfiltered freedom. The GT500 isn't meant to be caged. Out here it becomes something more than a car, it's pure joy. After a month, the GT500 is more than a car, it's a character in my life. It's demanding, loud, sometimes inconvenient, but always rewarding. The bond forms in small moments. The morning start, the nod from fellow enthusiasts, the glance back after parking. It turns errands into rolling art built to stir the soul. After a month, I can confirm, it does its job exceptionally well. It's a partner in adventure, not just a machine. After 30 days is the 2025 Shelby GT500, the ultimate Mustang. It's the most powerful, most advanced, and most capable Mustang ever. It can outpace exotics at a fraction of the price. The engine, transmission, and chassis are engineering marvels. But ultimate means more than numbers, it's about the experience. The GT500 is precise, sometimes almost too serious, missing a bit of the old Mustang's wild charm. Still, it's the peak of modern muscle track monster, daily driver, statement piece. It's not for everyone, but for those who want the best, it delivers. This month has been unforgettable, thrilling, challenging, never boring. The Shelby GT500 is a celebration of speed, power, and the joy